Hey guys, Mónica Fernandes with Evolution Essentials. Glad you're here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the stress of online dating for a woman in her 30s and 40s. Okay, so ladies, let's talk about this. We are at an age where most likely you've already had a relationship, you're getting out of a divorce, you are getting out of a bad relationship, or you've lost your partner, or what else? You moved away from them because they just drove you nuts. Anyway, you want a new partner, you're ready, you are completely ready to have a serious relationship. Hopefully it's not just a casual thing, because you probably can get that very easily online. But if you want a serious relationship, it's really like looking for the Holy Grail, ladies, looking for the Holy Grail. Guess what? You're not Indiana Jones, right? You want to be, though, and you feel like you're going to become Indiana Jones, or should I say Tomb Raider? What was her name again? Lara Croft. Oh yeah, Lara Croft. You're Lara Croft. You're in search of the treasure. This is called online dating, and you're in a pond or in an ocean full of people, and you have no idea where the treasure is, and you have to hunt for it. So the first question that you have to ask yourself is, why are you doing it? You have to be clear about what you want and what you don't want. So that clarity is going to make things easier for when you start with your online dating, whether it's computer apps, whatever your matchmaking that you're doing. Obviously, if you're going to a professional matchmaker, this video is not for you. All right, let's be honest. But the rest of the world here, the people, the little people, that we can only do like free sites and low memberships for online dating, you need to ask yourself, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Are you ready to have a relationship? I know you are established, but in your 30s and your 40s, you know what you want. Your personality is completely developed. You know what you want. You're an empowered woman. You are independent and fierce and probably beautiful, I can bet you. And you need to ask yourself why you're doing it. Is it for long term? Is it for short term? How much time are you going to put into it is another question you have to do, because it's a time consuming thing. You need to figure out which apps to use. Okay, so you grab your phone and you need to figure out which apps to use, which apps to stay away from, what's going to work best. And in terms of apps, I'm going to do that in another video. Right now, I really want to talk about the stress of it all. Another thing that you have to stress about is the protocols of dating. Now, have those changed? Does it change something when you're online? And I'm telling you that there's really no written rules about this. There's just really common sense. And that's the common sense that I'm appealing to you about. Obviously, if you're in for a short-term goal, let's just say you want a casual thing, you want to hook up, you want to, a booty call or whatever, don't do it with an online stranger, because you might get murdered. And why do that? You have a long life ahead of you. Don't do that. If you're going to do that, it's just too dangerous, I think. For online dating, the search is on. Your Lara Croft gear is on. Your Indiana Jones hat is on, hopefully much cuter. And you need to ask yourself, what are you not going to bring from your past relationship? You need to keep in mind that one of the stressful things that happens when you're meeting new guys or new ladies is that you don't want to bring your past baggage, your luggage that you've been carrying, the things that didn't work in your past relationship, to present ones or potential present ones. If this is really something that stresses you out and you have just anxiety instantly when I talk about online dating, I highly recommend that you come over here and you watch this video on the 8 top essential oils for anxious feelings. I break it down for you, and I'm telling you, I'm all about natural solutions, and essential oils are it. If you've been to my channel, you need to watch that if you experience high anxiety. The other thing that you need to realize is very stress causing in this online dating at our age is that there is a plethora of possibilities, and it opens a whole new world where people are available to you. There's a lot of people available to you, and you really need to narrow down your choices and to figure out what you want. It really helps if you have a list of wants and not wants, meaning the things that you don't want, that you know you don't do well in a relationship. You want to really create this imaginary profile of a guy or a girl that you want, that you think is going to work best with you. So you have an idea of things that you would tolerate and not tolerate. What do I mean by this? In your 30s and your 40s, there's a lot of people that are divorced, that have kids, that have dogs and cats and other animals. They come with a lot of baggage, exes and etc. So you want to make sure that you are clear on what you're going to accept, what you're going to reject. Some people may not mind dating someone with kids. Other people may say, hell no, I don't want to date anybody with kids. Are you nuts? So you need to be clear about things like that. So if you're enjoying this video and you haven't done already, please subscribe right here. And that way you can know exactly what I'm doing next week and the week after and so forth. And you know what? You can also comment. I would love that. That's even better. Comment if you're enjoying this. And if you've had a stress-inducing online dating story, please comment below. I love these stories. People tell me these stories all the time. One of the things that can really stress you out is knowing that there are fears. What do I mean by this? Fears that maybe you feel you're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not thin enough. You're not big enough. You're not rich enough. You're not stable enough. Whatever it is, your insecurity, you have that fear is real and it's very stressful. And another fear that is extremely valid is your own safety. This is a whole new world. And unless you do a background check on somebody, you really don't know what this person is about. You don't really know what they are in real life. Are they somebody that has committed a lot of crimes? Would you be okay with that? I wouldn't. But anyway, know that this online dating world does bring a plethora of possibilities, like I had said before. However, there's a lot of people that are dishonest. One of the things that I know for me, I noticed a great deal was men are just as insecure as women in general. They lie about their height. Height tends to be a very big factor in women's preferences. I myself was very, very snobbish when it came to height. It had to be somebody over 6 feet, but I mean, you could have your own little things, but I know it sounds super shallow, but there's certain things that people lie about. Men always lied about their height. They always said they were taller than they really were. And sometimes they don't use their own photos. I'm telling you guys, it's true. And other times their marital status isn't even real. I remember talking to married guys and I'm like, what the hell are you doing on dating sites? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm like, here we are, the ladies that are looking for a stable, long-term relationship, and they're just looking for some hookups. You know what I'm saying? They're really not bringing anything to the table. They think they are, but they're not. Online dating can really seem like the stress is of pandemic proportions. And if that is the case, please watch this video right here on how to deal with stress and crisis in pandemic times. I have a chat with my BFF, Dr. Kel. We talk all about the stress and crisis in pandemic times, and online dating can be considered a pandemic all in all, because it's just such a crazy, crazy world out there. So another thing that can stress you out most likely is, how long is this going to take? You're going to think, okay, I'm going to devote X amount of time per day to looking at the app. Am I going to be on one app? Am I going to be on 5 apps, on 7 apps? You need to decide that for yourself. And also, patience is a virtue, literally, because you're not fooling around. You want somebody real. You want somebody authentic. You want somebody that's going to live up to your want list. You want someone that can mesh well with your life. And it doesn't mean that you want to get married again. It doesn't mean anything like that, but it's something that is a committed relationship that you're looking for. I am Mayim, I forget her name, the one that's hosting Jeopardy now. She, or maybe she will. Anyway, so she talked about shopping for humans, and that's exactly what online dating is. To ask yourself, you are kind of shopping for a partner. You have to take their information at face value, which is a problem right there. That's super stressful. And then you have to ask yourself, are you being too picky or not picky enough? So again, I asked you and urge you to go back to being clear on what you really want. And know that the end result might surprise you. You may not find someone exactly like you expected, but maybe somebody that's going to really, really mesh well with your life, and that's going to be your person. Maybe it's going to be for a time. And, you know, at these ages, don't forget, personalities are set, developed. So there's not a lot of that flexibility sometimes with personality. But you really do need to be open-minded that if you want a new person in your life, you also have to be open-minded about making that space for it and those things that maybe are less flexible about you. So just keep that in mind. But I think being clear on what you want and what you don't want, sometimes being clear on what you don't want is easier. So just write a list of what you don't want and then just flip it around and put what you do want, because that'll be your list that you're focusing on. And I remember before I started the online dating journey, I actually wrote a letter to my future person of what I wanted, and be really honest. Be honest about what you want them to be about, what values they have, how you want to feel being in the relationship with this person. And the big ocean is yours. Again, don't be hard on yourself. Don't stress too much. Otherwise, like I said, go use essential oils and other stress coping I offer in this channel. Please comment below with some stories. I would love to hear from you. And I hope you enjoyed this video and that it brought great value to your life. And I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. See you next time.